Yeah, hello ladies and gentlemen, this is web.studio Richter. Welcome to my new tutorial. So today we are talking about the Flexbox model in CSS. This Flexbox model is not really new, but as you can see here in the Can I Use database, this CSS item is kind of not so much supported, at least it hadn't been in the past. So as you can see, Internet Explorer rather or more just the newest version 11, it will support it now. Firefox as well started quite late. In Chrome it's looking a little bit different. Safari as well, it's kind of okay. Opera and OS Safari, so it's iOS Safari is kind of there. So it's especially used in the mobile world because the mobile browsers from Android and Apple are kind of supportive about it. But sooner or later we will get these Flexbox models as well on the desktop, as you can see now already in the newest browsers available. So I thought let's make a tutorial about it because it is really useful, really handy, and a lot of this responsive stuff what you normally have to do, if you remember or if you've seen my earlier tutorials about floating and clear fix and all this stuff, you don't have to think about it here anymore. So everything is done by CSS, and just a few lines will make a pretty responsive web page. So let's start again with some kind of an example. As always, I am using JSBin to show you here in these three windows live what will happen on the output when you are changing your code. So I prepared some HTML already. It's kind of an easy and very basic template. So we're having an outer div box with the ID wrapper, and inside this div box we're having 4 div containers which are having the class container. So it's a typical situation when you are building a web page. You have containers inside another container, and you want to some kind of look them pretty, centering them, and so all the stuff. So I already started by normalizing it, HTML and body, zeroing, padding and margin. You should actually always do this. And yeah, so you see still there's nothing special. So let's do it the classical way and try to make this look like 4 boxes inside a bigger box, like centered. So we will start styling the wrapper. So we will give it a background, maybe light gray, and in addition a padding 5 pixels, let's say. Okay, so attention, of course, the wrapper and not a wrapper. So now we're having the background and the wrapper. We can continue by styling the containers. So we are calling the div and with the class container. What's the fun? So here we have it. And we will give them as well a background that we can distinguish it from the wrapper box. So let's make it a bit darker. So we make it here gray. Actually we shall do it the other way, I think, that we can see the text in the box better. So light gray. We will give it a margin of 1% maybe, and the padding as well of 1% is fine. So you see slowly it's becoming kind of a style in it. So, and to make it like horizontally in a flow, we float these containers, as we learned, left. So you see what the hell is happening. You know this actually already if you've seen the other tutorial, otherwise I advise you now to watch it. But in a few sentences I will explain you here. So this outer container doesn't know anymore that these boxes, so the height of these boxes, because they are floating, they are like floating over the surface. So the wrapper box doesn't know what to do. So it's like disappearing here. So to finish like the styling of this container, we will give it as well a width of 21% and yeah, using box sizing that we don't have to think about the padding. I made as well here a tutorial. I will show you a link here now. So we will make it border box. Yeah, that's actually all. So now let's continue telling the wrapper that there are 4 containers in it. This is kind of easy. We will do it by a pseudo class, the pseudo class after. So we will make div wrapper and add here the pseudo class after. So now it's kind of easy. We have to make some kind of a hidden box which we will give a clear both. So in this second the container, the wrapper will know about these containers. So we make it just a empty content. Like a point in it maybe. So make it a display block element that's needed. We make it visibility hidden that we don't see the point, and the most important thing, clear both. And you see the wrapper now knows about it, about the containers in it, and actually everything is fine. So anyway, as you see, this is kind of a lot of code. So we actually just have done something what you always have to do when you're creating a website. So this is really annoying to repeat this stuff all the time. Now let's go further and watch out what you can do with the Flexbox model. As I tell you, I don't want to tell you everything about the Flexbox model because it's very a lot of stuff to learn here, because it's a big model and it has a lot of features what you sometimes need, sometimes not. I will just tell you something about the most important things here. So let's delete all this again. Actually, we can keep the wrapper and start actually from the beginning, but in a totally different way now with the Flexbox model. So the wrapper still has a background, it keeps the padding, and we will give it very easy property named display flex. The value is flex, keep it in mind. And now we will go further to the containers, because you can see there's still no design on them. And we will give them again the background light gray and a margin, this time like a 5 pixel. So it actually really doesn't matter, it's just for the example, and a padding of 5 pixel. So do you see what is happening? Actually, I haven't done anything, but already the containers are horizontally here visible in the wrapper, and I haven't actually told it specifically what to do with them. Just this display flex is doing the whole magic. So you see, it's really doing the stuff for you. It's perfectly centered and responsible already. So you see, there are already always these 4 containers. They are all the same flexible. I will tell you later that you can give them ratios, that one container is more flexible than the other. But let's have a look at now on that. And you see, this is actually doing everything the same way, not even better than all this code I told you before, with the floating left and the clear bows and all this stuff. So, and what works perfectly with the Flexbox model is responsive design. So as you can see, when I'm making this like smaller, yeah, it's becoming in the end really not pretty anymore, and you don't really want to use it like that. So that's no problem. You can just use a media query for the max width. Let's say it shall change the look smaller than 450 pixels. And inside this media query we can tell now the wrapper. Oh, it has an ID. To change the flex direction. So you see it's here horizontally, and when it's on mobile devices we want it direction to have a column style, so vertically. And as you can see now, it's changing its orientation when it's becoming smaller than 450 pixels. So and in this second it's already perfect, like a responsive designed web page. You're having this 4, and here you're having this 4 in the vertical position. So actually that's all about the most important things. So you have to give the upper container a display flex attribute, and then actually this is the most important thing if you have a basic setup like here. We will have a look now on a ratio. So let's assume that you want to have this first item like more flexible, so it's like bigger than the others. That's as well not difficult at all. So normally the container will have a flex of 1, and just the main container, which has the ID main, shall have another flexibility. Let's say we want to have it 1 to 2. So you see it is now 2 times as flexible as all the other containers. You can make it 3 times more flexible, 4 times. Now it's looking ugly, but you see what I mean. So, and this is happening as well in the vertical orientation. Not now, because we haven't told the wrapper's height now. So the ratio cannot be calculated by the Flexbox model. So this is not at all complicated as well. We give the wrapper a height, let's say 500 pixel, and you see it's having the same ratio now, just in the other direction. So you see there's a lot of power in this tool. I advise you to have a look at the specifications. I will give you the link just in the information on this video. Yeah, that's have been actually all. I hope you learned something new. Yeah, see you next time. I'm looking forward for your comments. Goodbye.